Peace family, it's your girl Queen of Pentacles 1111, and I am back with yet another pick a card reading. This reading is a message coming to you straight from the spirit world, letting you know just exactly what you are manifesting for the year 2022. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Peace family, thank you for tuning in with me today. For those of you who chose pile number 1, you chose the pile that says perseverance. And it says the motivation to keep going despite the odds. So that could be definitely something that you're going to be experiencing or bringing towards you in the year 2022. Just maybe a little bit more drive to keep pushing even when things seem a little bit hard or difficult, or if you meet up with any obstacles. And you also had another card under that one. And this one says Trinka 5, manifesting money and income. All right, so I think that's pretty self-explanatory for the year 2022, manifesting money and income. So I think probably paired with that perseverance, the money and income will just naturally come, right? Because if you don't give up and you keep pushing forward, then it's a no-brainer. You're going to succeed, especially if it's like a project or like a business or something that you are taking on and you're interested in. You'll definitely succeed. Or even like school, and you're pushing forward like where school is concerned, you're definitely going to succeed and maybe take a course towards learning something, some kind of area of study that can bring you some money. I'm thinking of like stocks or something along those lines, you know? Or even if it's something like starting a business, you know, businesses don't usually make too much profit at the beginning. So even though you may feel despondent, it will come. Keep pushing through. All right, so you got your 3 tarot cards here. The first one we have here is the Hanged Man. The second one is the 6 of Swords. And the third one is the Queen of Swords. Okay, I think that you are going to, in 2022, partnered with, you know, the perseverance and manifesting money and income. On a personal level, I do think you're going to be just taking a no-nonsense kind of approach for the year 2022. I think some of the stuff that you may have put up with in 2021 or 2020 just doesn't fly anymore. And when 2022 comes, either you're just going to be so driven and so focused on what it is you want to achieve, you're just not going to have time for any of the nonsense, the pettiness, the foolishness, just the stuff that doesn't add to you anymore. And not only are you, you know, before maybe you could have felt that way about the pettiness that's around you or the superficial nature of a lot of people around you or situations that are just not adding to you. You may have felt it before, but you didn't actually voice it or do anything about it. Now, or should I say in 2022, you are definitely going to just voice your opinions and stand up for yourself and say, no, I don't like that. That doesn't work for me. Sorry, this is not good enough for me. You're not bringing enough to the table. It just doesn't sit well with me. I'm not happy anymore. Like, you're going to end up speaking up for yourself. 2 cards came out. I'll take both. You're going to end up speaking up for yourself. And then if it's just not good enough for you, you're just going to walk. And that doesn't necessarily have to be in a relationship sense. It could just be in like at work, for example. If some things are going on at work that just don't sit right with you, maybe you feel like you're compromising your beliefs, or you're spending too much time working on something, you're not getting the compensation, you're not getting paid enough for all the effort you're putting out. Eventually, you're just going to say, you know what, I need to move on because there has to be something better out there for me. I think that you've been in the state of, like I said, in maybe 2020, 2021, or maybe if you're your whole life, you've been that kind of person who has felt something or felt certain ways, but like when you were in uncomfortable situations, but you didn't have the confidence to actually stand up for yourself or say like enough is enough. Well, 2022 is going to be your year. So I just shuffled and pulled 2 oracle cards. We have this first one here that says taking shelter. The answers are within. So like I said, these are things that you've always felt. It's really nothing new. If you are that type of person who says like, I wish I had said this, or I wish I had the guts to be you know, somebody who would stand up for themselves, or, you know, like that person got over on me and I knew what they were doing, but I just didn't have it in me to stand up for myself. That's done now. That's definitely done. You are not doing that anymore in 2022. You are manifesting a person who is a go-getter and knows what he or she wants, and just not taking no for an answer and not accepting anything less than what they deserve. And here, this oracle card says overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. And that goes perfectly with the first card we have here. The first card we have here that says perseverance, right? Overcoming, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. So it's the same thing as overcoming obstacles. Guys, if my hands are a little dry, excuse me. It's winter where I am right now and it's freezing cold. Okay, so definitely they're telling you keep going. Any obstacles that you come face to face with, don't be afraid. Don't have no fear. Just push right through them, find a way around them, go above them, wherever you have to go, but just don't stop. And like I said, if you're somebody who doesn't necessarily like confrontation and you're kind of not really, you know, it makes you really uncomfortable, that's okay. It will pick up. Just slowly, bit by bit, start to learn to stand up for yourself and voice your opinions, and it will come. It will come second nature. It will become second nature to you. As the more you do it, it's like you have to practice how to stand up for yourself, because it's true. Not everybody is easy to just say how they feel. It's not easy for everybody to just say how they feel and just, you know, voice their opinions. And if a confrontation comes, then so be it. Not everybody's like that. So, you know, that's okay, but you will end up being that person, but you have to put it into practice bit by bit, baby steps. That oracle card that I just had there said stay open-minded. So I just feel like that goes back to the perseverance. If you're trying to do something new, like I said, becoming that person who just stands up for yourself and says, nope, this is not good enough for me. Maybe you've elevated your standards of what you will accept from others. Or if you are looking to take new courses or get into some higher learning, stay open-minded, because you could be succeeding in many different ways. So you could receive success and abundance in many different ways other than what you've expected, you know? So maybe when you open a business, for example, the profits, like the money is not coming in just yet, but in the process, you've learned so much about yourself, let's say. So the blessings and the manifestations, the abundance, should I say, are coming to you, but in a different form. So I also feel like in 2022, like I said, a lot of things are coming to an end, in the sense that you are putting them to end. You are closing things off by saying, no, this is not good enough for me. And if it doesn't meet your expectations, then you're just going to have to go elsewhere. You're going to have to leave. It doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. It could be, could be a job situation, could just be, you know, bad habits, any of those types of things. And that's why we got this card here that says closure. So you're kind of closing off all the stuff that doesn't benefit you in any way, and that was actually kind of holding you back maybe. And you could also be closing off the chapter of your life where you were somebody who let life happen to you and let other people dictate to you kind of like what you can and cannot do. Now is your time to kind of switch it up a little bit. As well, I see the Trinka 5 here, which is 5. The number in it is 5. And for me, 5 usually symbolizes some kind of a change. And with the 6 of Swords as well, that kind of symbolizes like movement, change, looking for greener pastures, that kind of thing. So 2022 is going to be a year where you decide, like, this is just not good enough for me anymore. It's just not good enough. And that comes with a lot of confidence to be able to say that, you know, and say to yourself, okay, this is, what do I want for myself? Okay, this is not good enough. Then that takes a lot of confidence. You're going to have to work on it, stay open-minded, and take baby steps. Be patient with yourself. But it's in there. It's in there. And that's the thing, like, you're not one of those oblivious people. Group number 1, you're not oblivious to what it is you want in life, or when people are taking advantage of you or not treating you the way you want to be treated. You're not oblivious to the fact that maybe you're at a job that is not fulfilling you in any sense of the word. So you know those things are going on. You just don't necessarily have the confidence to do something about it. But in 2022, that's going to change. All right. So we have here dreams. Can you see that? All right. So I just feel like whatever it is that you want to achieve for yourself, think of things that make you feel fulfilled. Do your vision boards, do, scripting, write in your journals. Imagine, visualize things that make you the happiest, things that you would want for yourself. Like in your wildest dreams, what could you imagine yourself wanting? And boom, you'll end up getting it. So, because it will give you some direction, some way, something to focus on and to point your energies towards, point your focus towards. And because perseverance, right, is the first card you got. So it's just basically talking about somewhere to focus, a direction in which to focus, and to keep striving for that thing to end up bringing ultimate abundance. Right here it says manifesting money and income, but I also feel like that's on a physical sense. I feel like on an emotional sense, you're going to be manifesting a stronger version of yourself. Also, dreams here, I feel like one of two things. Your dreams will be coming true. You'll be able to see yourself do things that you could have never imagined before, standing up for yourself. Sometimes you'll confront a situation, or you'll deal with a situation where you have to confront somebody. And when you walk away, you'll think, ooh, I really impressed myself. I never imagined that I would have done that before. I would have never had the guts to do that. Well, now you will. So, and another thing too, just look out for your dreams in 2022. You may be having some really vivid dreams with some messages on how you should, move forward in your life. The energies seem like they want to communicate with you. Pay attention to your dreams. If you're having any obstacles that you're not sure how to approach them, pay attention to your dreams. Write a dream journal. You may get some answers to your problems. All right, we got 2 cards here. I don't usually take 2, but they're coming out in doubles, so I might as well look at them. So this says communication is key. Wasn't I just talking about communication? Confronting people who maybe are coming at you sideways or not coming, correctly with the way they deal with you. You kind of cut it there. You just squash it one time and let them know, like, no, this is not happening anymore. It may have happened in the past. It's not happening anymore. You need to come correct when you're dealing with me. Simple. So communication is key. Learn how to do that. You're going to have to learn, especially if you're not used to that kind of dynamic between 2 people. You're going to have to learn how to do it, or else it will just freak you out and you'll run away. So you need to kind of stand in your truth, speak up for yourself, and set high standards for yourself. So this says believe in the impossible. These cards were for you, group number 1, because here, like I was just saying, any of your wildest dreams that you could imagine. Remember I said the dream card? Imagine it and go for it, because 2022 seems like it's going to be a year of manifesting anything you want, because whatever you do will end up, if you are able to overcome those obstacles that usually would hold you back, 2022 is going to be a year where you're going to manifest money and income. So this is the green light. Any projects, any kind of endeavors that you're interested in, like I keep hearing stocks and those types of things, pursue those things, because they will end up being very lucrative for you. All right, so here's the last oracle card. Did I do these already? Yeah. Oh, and look at the bottom of the deck. I just so happened to pick it up. Freedom, it says. I don't think you guys could see that, but it says freedom. So that's what you're manifesting. Like with that money and that income comes also financial freedom. And then also with you standing up for yourself and setting high standards for yourself, out comes, next comes the freedom, the personal freedom, feeling like, okay, you can take on whatever comes towards you without fear. And without trepidation, without anxiety, without second guessing yourself, and letting people get the better of you. All right, so the last oracle card we have here today for group number 1. This card says forgiveness. No, forgive yourself. I don't know, how comes it's not focusing? It says forgive yourself, okay? So I do believe that, this makes sense. In 2022, you will be manifesting forgiveness with all of this stuff where it says stay open-minded, forgive yourself. Like I was saying, be patient with yourself. Communication is key. These are the types of things that let you know that, like anything, like I said, if you let people get over on you too much in the past, or let's say you stayed in a relationship and taken too much crap in the past, now is the time to forgive yourself for that. Staying around a little too much, too long, like longer than you would have liked to. Maybe, you know, gave them a little bit more opportunity to take more advantage of you. Now's the time to forgive yourself for that and move on. You know, it's chalk it up to like learning lessons and just move on from it, because it's not going to serve you at this point. If you're carrying those types of regrets from not speaking up soon enough, for not setting high enough standards for yourself, if you're going to carry that with you, you're not going to be able to manifest new and fresh abundance in your life. So let go of those things. Forgive yourself for any of those types of situations where maybe you were like a doormat and people walked over you. Forgive yourself for that. It's not going to benefit you to hold on to it going into your new year. So like I said, it's going to take some work, right? It's going to take some like scrutiny. You're going to have to scrutinize yourself. You're going to look at yourself. You're going to have to like get in touch with yourself and figure out why you did the things you did, how you can better yourself in the future, what you can let go, what you want to hold on to, your strengths, your weaknesses, all of that good stuff. And man, the sky's the limit for you guys, because manifesting money and freedom, and manifesting money and income and having freedom at the bottom of the deck here shows me that 2022 is going to be an amazing year for you, group number one. That is what you're manifesting. So anything that you have in your mind that you want to achieve in 2022, go for it. Okay, you got the green light. Okay, so group number one, that was your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. You are appreciated. All the best to you in your year 2022. Sounds like it's going to be an amazing one. Until we see each other again, guys. Bye. Peace, family. Thank you for tuning in with me today. If you chose this card, pile number 2, this is your reading. This is the Sun card, and which is always a favorable card. It says, the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. All right. Whoa. All right. And then the second card, there was another little card under there. It says, air. Work with the element of air to cut through to the core of a situation and see the truth. All right. So I'm hearing all that glitters isn't necessarily gold. That's a good message for you, group number 2, going into your new year. But I do think that this is pretty good. So the sun, the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. So it could be in a literal sense that you are going to be famous in your own way. But it can also mean, fame and fortune can also mean recognition. So maybe you'll be recognized at work for some of your, projects. Maybe you'll get awards. Maybe you'll, even just like on a personal level, you'll get some recognition for your hard work that you do. If you're a parent, for example, and you bust your butt and you get some kind of recognition for all of your hard work, then that's also fame and fortune in a certain way. I know there's a lot of parents out there who feel like their job, what they're doing, is a thankless job, and they never get recognized for everything they do. That's me. But yeah, in 2022, it's your time. So it's also gonna, we also have the card here that says air. Work with the element of air to cut through to the core of a situation and see the truth. So I do feel like group number 2, you can be manifesting a power of discernment. So being able to look and see what's going on around you with a really wise eye, and not falling for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? Also being able to pick the sense from the nonsense, just figuring out what works for you and leaving the rest kind of thing, or seeing if somebody's like an actual joker or if they're sincere. That's also coming for you, group number 2. All right, so I just did your oracle cards, your tarot cards right here, and you got the Page of Wands. You got the Tower. And You got the Knight of Cups. All right, so right away to begin with, I said to you, you'll be able to pick the sense from the nonsense and gain a really strong power of discernment. Like your intuition is going to ramp up, especially when it comes to people. And we got the Knight of Cups here. All right, we see this guy sitting here with his white horse in the back and his roses. And he's got a little picnic set up there. And he's got a little angel wings on his shoes, looking like, you know, he's the best thing since sliced bread. But he may look good on the outside, but we don't know what's behind this person. We don't know if those roses, if he didn't just cut them off a cemetery. We don't know if, you know, the horse in the back is really belonging to somebody else and he stole it. We don't know. So this is what you're going to gain in the year in 2022. You're going to gain that ability to kind of see through the nonsense and not waste your time with any jokers. So you got the recognition going, you got the ability to see, you know, through people's nonsense and get to the truth of the matter. But I also feel like there's going to be some big change that's going to take place in your life, either the beginning of 2022 or after 2022 begins. That's going to help you kind of switch your reality. It's not going to be anything detrimental, but it's going to be something that's going to help you. It's going to be because of your power of discernment was ramped up. So let me say that again. So I do believe that in the year 2022, because of the strength of your power of discernment, being able to pick the sense from the nonsense, being able to cut through the BS and see a situation for what it really is, there's going to be a great upheaval in your life, in the sense that your reality is going to change completely. Either you're going to call somebody on their nonsense, and because of that, you're going to have a completely different kind of relationship with them now. They're going to have respect for you, which once again comes the golden energy and brings fame and fortune. You know, when someone actually you're getting your recognition, like I was saying, they're going to have respect for you now that you called them on their BS, and your whole dynamic between you and that person is going to switch it up. That's what I mean by upheaval. Your reality is going to look completely different now, to the point where it's going to be like, you're going to feel so free and powerful in the sense that you know that, you know, you got it on lock kind of thing. You know what you're doing. You're not gonna pussyfoot around people. You can see through people's lies. It's almost like having a superpower, because being able to see who a person really is without questioning what their real motives are and what their motivation is, what their angle is. If you can actually see through that and just get to who they really and truly are, I mean, that's like the best thing ever, right? You couldn't ask for anything more. So you won't even waste time with people who are playing game. You'll stay next to and keep close to the ones who are true and genuine. All right, so like I said, you'll gain a sense of freedom after that. Your whole friendship or relationship with that person, or your whole dynamic in whatever the situation was that was not exactly as authentic as it should have been or could have been, the whole dynamic will change. So from then you'll gain like a sense of freedom. You'll become more of a freer spirit where that situation is concerned. And as I said that, we pulled this oracle card here that says watching clouds. Lie back, rest, and relax. So if you were having any anxiety over dealing with certain people, could be a work situation, for example, like if you're worried about dealing with this coworker who maybe has a big mouth, or they give you a hard time, or they put you under stress, and then you finally just, put them in their place one time, or you find out that one of your coworkers has been stabbing you in the back or something like that, you finally stand up and you see the situation for what it really is. For example, you deal with them accordingly, or you ask to be moved from working with them, or you just confront them, and the relationship completely switches, and now they have more respect for you. It could even be a boss. If you tell your manager, your boss, your supervisor, listen, I'm not dealing with that disrespect anymore. I don't like the way you do X, Y, and Z to me. I'm just not having it. And then from then on, your boss starts to treat you differently with more respect. They start to acknowledge your hard work and appreciate you for who you are. Maybe you start getting more awards at work. That's when you become this more free spirit, because that anxiety from dealing with that kind of nonsense is gone now, right? So that's going to be amazing, because you'll feel like, who doesn't want freedom in their life? Who doesn't want to feel like they don't have to worry about who's really there for them? They don't really have to worry about dealing with people. You're going to know how to deal with people. I mean, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to be something that you're going to work towards, but damn, by the end of the year, you're going to know yourself well enough. And I think also has to do with your intuition too, because you're going to have to, sometimes you get that vibe off of people when you first meet them, that energy is kind of off, and you say, I know what he's about, or I know what she's about. You know, some people are a great judge of character, and that's something that's like a skill that you end up acquiring. I also feel like not only is it a job situation, but I feel like it's also a relationship situation. If you're on the dating scene and you meet a lot of people who are just, you know, they look good at first and after they don't look good at all. And you feel angry about yourself because you've gone through like a couple of dates with them, or even a couple months with them, to come to find out that they're really, you know, not for you, then that's a waste of time. But in 2022, you'll be able to teach yourself to see through the, you know, the nonsense a little better, nonsense for lack of a better word, a little more efficiently. All right. So this card says here, never judge another. Never judge another. So never judge another to me just tells me that when you are in these types of situations with people who, you know, are just not for you, at the beginning, you know, when you meet somebody and you find out that they're not being true, they're not being genuine to you, it makes you angry, right? It gets you mad. You want to get back at them. You want to, eventually you'll get so good at this kind of thing, you'll just be like, okay, whatever, away with you. I don't want you in my presence. Like, I don't want my energy interfering with your energy, and vice versa. Just go. So eventually it will just become, like I said, second nature to you. You'll be able to see them coming from a mile away if somebody's not genuine with you, and you'll just like say, you know what, enough of you, move on, get out of my way, I don't have time for this, and you move on to the next thing. That in itself is freedom. You don't have to waste your time. You don't have to waste your time with other people's nonsense and other people's games. And that's speaking in a relationship sense. That's speaking in a work sense. I just feel like, you know, you're going to be living, it's going to be at the beginning a hard, it's not going to be an easy thing to tackle, let's say. That you're going to have to do a lot of learning and trial and error, being a discerning person, being able to find out who's who, but eventually it'll come like second nature, and that will be like freedom for you, a piece of cake. You'll be able to lie back, rest, and relax. You become a free spirit, right? You won't have to be so bogged down, like I said, with anxiety about dealing with unpleasant people who could be trying to give you the runaround. Yeah, so I also feel like sometimes the fame and fortune, the recognition that we're talking about, is you giving the recognition to yourself. Yeah, sometimes just you recognizing who you become as a person, and the fact that you could see through people's nonsense and speak up for yourself, and, you know, become a free spirit. That in itself deserves some recognition, because it sounds easy, but that's a very serious thing. There's a lot of people in this world who are super duper like uptight and rigid, and you know, being a free spirit and stuff like that is just not their thing, because they're always worried about what's going to happen, what could go wrong. They feel like control freaks, that kind of thing. They're always suspicious. 2022 is promising you a chance to lie back, rest, and relax. And things will start to make a little bit more sense to you. Yeah, so you're going to end up having a feeling of freedom and just being able to lie back, rest, and relax. I mean, there's nothing like that, right? So let's take one more oracle card here. We'll take two more. This says a personal issue reaches resolution. So that's exactly what I was saying to you. Personal issue reaching resolution is exactly what you want for yourself. This is going to be you being able to deal with the situation properly, and something switches, and the whole dynamic between you and that person ends up being rectified. It ends up switching around to the point where you become more carefree, relaxed, and not so worried all the time. You become more of a free spirit. You know, sometimes I think of like a dating situation for real when you like start dating somebody and you're in a relationship and they try certain things with you. It's like they test you to see how far they can go with you. And you just have to kind of put the kibosh on it and tell them, no, it's not happening. And then from then they respect you a little bit more. And then they know that they can't get away with certain things with you. Could also be even friendships. It's the same type of energy with friendships, right? You have to say no to certain things from the jump, from the get-go, from the beginning, to let them know, like, no, don't try me. All right? I see through you. All right, so, okay, so we have this oracle card here that says new beginnings. Like I said, there's going to be some kind of upheaval, some kind of big change that's going to happen between you and a person, or you and a situation, I will say, because you'll be able to watch the situation and be very choosy about how you proceed, kind of thing. So there's going to be a big change, and after that you're going to have some kind of new beginning with a person, a situation, something that will take away a lot of the anxiety that you had before and will allow you to be a more free spirit and live a more relaxing life. And finally, after things change, you know, after that whole change happens, the upheaval occurs, and you have the discomfort, maybe some awkwardness, and things settle, you'll be able to see the situation for what it really is. You know, you'll be happier at your job once you put that boss in his place. You'll be happier in the relationship once you let the person know what you will and won't deal with. You'll be happier on the dating scene, being able to see a liar coming to you a mile away. You won't ever second guess yourself when it comes to certain things, because you're going to get better at following your intuition as well. Because whenever I see the crescent moon here, for me, that suggests your intuition. So I feel like that's also going to be a big player in your next year. Actually, a huge theme in your next year. Group 2 will be your intuition and knowing how to listen to it and when to listen to it and how to proceed and move forward based on what your intuition is telling you, because intuition and your power of discernment is basically going hand in hand. It's the same thing. All right. So, and look under the deck for this one here. I just decided to look at it. It says, worry is a wasted emotion. All right, so that's another good lesson that you're going to be learning in 2022, is that some things you don't need to worry about. Just see them for what they are, deal with them accordingly, and things will look very good to you. Life will be a thing of beauty for you afterwards. All right, group number 2. So in the year to come, 2022, get ready for recognition, acknowledgement, fame, fortune. Being able to get in touch with and use your intuition correctly to be able to see who is genuine in your life and who is not. Get ready and prepare yourself for an upheaval of a situation and a complete switch of your reality where certain situations are concerned. Look out for work, jobs, those types of things. You might end up getting a lot of awards and recognition there as well. Even at home, as a parent, a spouse, you may start getting recognition from your partner. They may become more romantic or show you signs of appreciation, like bringing you flowers, roses, taking you on dates, that type of stuff, you know? But at the end of the day, 2022, the most major thing that you will be manifesting for 2022 is becoming a more relaxed, carefree spirit. And freedom is something that you're definitely going to acquire by the end of the year. And that will be all through your own doing. It will be all because you decide to put your foot down. You decide to see things for what they truly are. Then you'll be able to appreciate life and enjoy it. Lie back and relax. Let go of a lot of the anxiety, worries, pressures, expectations of others. It's going to be a very freeing year for you, group number 2. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, guys. That was your reading. Until we see each other again. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, group number 3. If you chose this little card here, Breaking Bad Habits, Self-Acceptance, Excellence, Mental Health, and Letting Go of Vices, this is your reading. All right. Under this card, you also had another little card that said healing. Wow, true healing of the mind, body, and soul. So these two like literally go hand in hand. You have breaking bad habits and healing. Usually you end up breaking bad habits because you've healed a part of yourself that doesn't need those negative things or actions or habits or addictions in your life. Or by breaking the bad habits, you cause yourself to heal. Yeah, so one is going to come before the other. It doesn't really matter, but either way, you're going to be breaking bad habits and healing. So 2022 is just off the bat going to become an amazing year for you to better yourself. That's amazing, group number 3. All right, so let me get these tarot cards. All right, so the first one is Magician, the Magician. The second one is the Ace of Swords. And the third one is the Knight of Pentacles. All right, so group number 3, what I get from these cards here, these tarot cards, is that the year 2022 is going to be a year of self-betterment for you. You're going to have a lot, because you'll be breaking habits and healing, and it will be like a year of like soul searching and those types of things. Because of that, you're going to end up with a lot of mental clarity. You're going to work hard on using what you have around you to better your situation. The past couple of years have been pretty tough for everybody. And I do believe group number 3, you're going to be using your resources very wisely around you. Let's say, for example, you have an addiction. This is going to be the year where you decide, okay, I've been drinking a little too much and I realize that I can't handle it on my own. I'm going to go to AA and see how they can help me. Alcoholics Anonymous, and get some help. Or, you know, maybe you're dealing with a lot of things that happened in your childhood, some traumas, and they cause you to deal with maybe your romantic partners in a certain way. This is going to be the year that you come to terms with that and you decide, okay, maybe I'll go to counseling, maybe I'll go to a psychiatrist, you know, I'll go to my friend and finally open up to them, or I'll tell my spouse what's going on, why I act the way I act, things that happened to me in my childhood. It's going to be a year of a lot of productivity, like working hard towards bettering yourself. And it's not just going to be like you're doing it, you're trying to work hard to better yourself and there's nothing around you and to get it done, and it's a very difficult road. It's going to be a situation where you have a lot of resources around you. You probably have a lot of friends, a good circle around you who will want to help you or provide you with resources to get help, to break some of your habits and to heal. So it seems like you probably are surrounded by a lot of good people who care very much about you, group number 3. And you want to start using them and using the help, using them in a positive sense, of course, and getting the help you need to better yourself. All right, so we have this Oracle card number 1. We have this... So we have the first Oracle card here that says, grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. I also feel like 2022 is going to be a year where you're going to have to learn how to say thank you. It's going to be a year where you're going to have to learn how to accept help. Accepting help for a lot of people is not the easiest thing. For most people, I would say it's not the easiest thing, because sometimes you feel like you're putting yourself in a position of like you're lower than that person, or maybe you owe them, or even sometimes, you know, accepting help in a situation, especially if you're trying to break a bad habit and maybe you have an addiction, that means you have to admit to that person that you have a problem in the first place, you know. So that's not an easy thing to do, because you have pride and you don't want them to look at you a certain way. You don't want anyone looking down on you. So it's definitely going to be a time where you're going to have to accept help with a lot of grace and gratitude. and understand that the person's offering you their help, sincere help, because they love you and care about you and want the best for you, and not because they're trying to treat you like a charity case, you know? Now is the time to kind of let go of a little bit of that pride and accept the help that comes your way, because there will be help that will come to you to help you better yourself. If that's the journey, if that's the path you decide to take in 2022. Doesn't have to be anything as serious as an addiction. It can be something like a bad habit, which could be maybe overeating or eating junk food, whatever, and you want to lose some weight. You go to the gym and maybe you don't know how to use machines, or you feel uncomfortable because you're not used to going to the gym. And then you have this person who wants to show you how to use the machines. Most people will be like, no, it's okay. I don't need help. Thanks. I'm good on my own. You know, because it's kind of awkward, but they're asking you to kind of accept the help where you can get it. Maybe that's a bad example, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have to be as serious as an addiction, but it can be something that, you know, people want to offer and extend a helping hand to you, but you are a little bit too nervous, and you're too proud to accept the help. Now they're asking you to open up to that concept because it will help you. This says, okay, what else can I say? This oracle card here says, work through your fears. Okay, so any fears like breaking bad habits, overcoming addiction, all this stuff like brings up a whole bunch of negative feelings, and fear is definitely one of them. Having to admit first and foremost that you have a bad habit to break or an addiction to overcome in itself is a huge fear for a lot of people, right? That's why a lot of time we go years without actually addressing the problems that we have, because it's a scary thing. So they're asking you to work through it. Like I said at the beginning, that 2022 is going to be a year of productivity. So you're going to be working hard to work through your fears, address any issues you may have, bringing up old traumas, childhood traumas, even traumas from past relationships, that kind of stuff. You're definitely going to have to dredge up a lot of very scary and dark, maybe painful stuff, to help you kind of address what it is you're doing in your life now. But like I said, you won't be alone in this process. There's going to be a lot of help around you. You just got to open your eyes and put down the pride a little bit. Open your eyes and look around you, see who's really there for you. And just even if you don't necessarily have any physical people around you, you can look and see, maybe there's a counselor office over there that you can go to, or, you know, a gym that's over there that's having a special free personal training session or orientation session. And you can go and learn how to use the machines, for example. Bad example again, but you know what I'm saying. The resources are there. Okay, so this oracle card here, which is, this is a very good reading, because we all want to better, we should all want to better ourselves. Not everybody has the guts though to actually go on that journey, because like I said before, it can be a very scary, lonely journey, right? The journey to self-betterment is not always roses. Oh, look at this card. Look at this card. I don't know why it's not, you know, like focusing, but this one says willpower. Like, that is amazing. Willpower. So as we well know, breaking any bad habit, overcoming addiction, getting over something that, you know, you're used to doing and trying to do it differently is very difficult. You know, get on, you fall off, you get on, you fall off, over and over and over again, you know, until you finally figure out how to maneuver this addiction or bad habit that you have. But they're just asking you to continue to work. You have the willpower, you have it within you. They're just asking you to have the confidence, not take away a lot of the shame from having a bad habit. We all have something that we're struggling with in different degrees, but it's there nonetheless. And just have the willpower to keep pushing through. And it's there already. They just want you to like bring it out, recognize it, use it, you know, your willpower. The reason I say that you have the resources around you is because I always keep looking at the Magician card here. The Magician card creates his own reality, but if you see him in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, you'll see that on his table, he has a lot of things there to help him create his reality. Yeah, so the magician has all his tools on his table to create his own reality. So he's using his resources wisely, and that's exactly what you're going to embody in the year 2022. All right, you're going to be exercising your magician qualities, and you're going to be making things happen with what you've got around you. All right, so we got another oracle card here. This is an amazing reading, group number 3, because I feel like you're going to be creating a new version of yourself in 2022. You know, the reality that you're living right now, maybe in your past, is going to look so different to you. At the end of 2022, you're going to look back and say, oh my God, I can't believe I used to live like that. I can't believe that was my reality. How did I function every day with that bad habit? How did I function every day with that addiction? You know, how come I'm still here? It's so surprising that I actually made it through. And you're going to and in comes the gratitude as well. The fact that you've survived, you know, living this long with that addiction or bad habit in your life. I also thinking of people who are people pleasers as well. That's a bad habit that's very difficult to break, because you want people to love you and be pleased with you. And if you keep trying to please them, they're just gonna you're never gonna live up to them. You're never gonna receive their approval. They're always just going to keep demanding things of you, right? So that's a that's a bad habit that you need to break for sure, because you will not live your own authentic truth if you try to please people all the time. So the next oracle card we have here is appreciate your talents. Guys, these cards are not showing up. I don't know why. Appreciate your talents. Okay, so at the end of all this, I do believe you're going to have an appreciation for yourself. You're going to look at yourself and say, man, I did that. I am strong. I am a soldier. Like, I'm a warrior. Just the fact that I could get through this and, you know, still be sane and I'm better for it is amazing to me. You're going to look at yourself in such a different way. Group number 3, after you're done with all of this. And the thing is, I say after you're done with all this, I just mean like done with the initiation part of bettering yourself and breaking your habit. I'm talking about just recognizing that you have a habit to break and starting to put plans into motion to kind of overcome it, because it never really goes away, right? If you have bad eating habits, chances are you'll always be tempted. If you have a sweet tooth, chances are you'll always be tempted to overeat something sweet, right? But just the fact that you acknowledge what the issue is and you put steps in place to overcome it is huge. That's the beginning part. Then later on, it's just about maintenance. Okay, so the last oracle card we have here, guys, for group number 3, what you're also manifesting, and I just finished saying it, for the year 2022 is, it says bring love into the situation. It's going to be a greater sense of self-love after you've healed, after you've accepted yourself for who you were and who you now are and who you want to be in the future, and, you know, place a greater value on your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, and also gotten a greater appreciation for your circle of friends who are around you, because you see how much, or you saw how much they cared for you in your times of need and didn't give up on you and wouldn't let you give up on you. You're going to get such a greater sense of love for yourself and love for life and love for the human spirit, to see how much willpower, you know, you can have to overcome something when you want to, when you're ready, if you want to, because it's going to take so much willpower for you to overcome what you're going through. So I do believe 2022 for group number 3 is going to bring about a huge change in the life that you're living. So at the end of 2021, you can say goodbye to misery, to dependency, discomfort, pain, illness, you know, all of those things. And you can say hello to a new chance at a new life. All right. So I wish you all the best group number 3. This is extremely, extremely encouraging. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. You are very much appreciated. Until we see each other again, guys. Bye.
Bye.